Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Kanye rest in his Kanye nest. When he wakes up, he's gonna be his Kanye best. This is the tale of Kanye West, who is snuggled in his Kanye nest, having himself a Kanye rest, for must be at his Kanye best, before he's off on his Kanye quest. Or he'll be put to the Kanye test, in hopes to achieve the Kanye chest, that has until he murdered the Kanye crest. He shall return to the Kanye nest, and have himself a Kanye fest, where he will welcome many Kanye guests. First he must get rid of Kanye pest, before he can put on his Kanye vest, and dance at the party of such Kanye zest. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Cece. Today I'll be doing a second reading on Kanye West. I usually do twin flame readings or card of the day readings, so if you don't like celebrity psychic readings, come back next time. I should have another twin flame reading up in a day or two. Okay, now on to the reading. So what I pick up about Kanye is, he needs a lot of mental clarity, a lot of spiritual help. I see him as, kind of like a lost lamb. To find his way again, he has to believe in himself. Because what's going to happen to him is he's going to have like an ego crash, and he's going to really question himself. He's going to go from being kind of a narcissist and kind of an ignorant point of view, to just feeling totally lost and totally defeated. But, this happening is going to make him really go within and make him more humble. And I feel like he's going to find his true self. He's going to find his light again. So he's headed towards a huge spiritual breakthrough. I could almost see him just being like in long robes, going on spiritual retreats. At the very least, putting out totally different music. He's going to be saying a lot of things, going a lot deeper, almost like Jim Carrey has. But if you heard Jim Carrey talk, go check it out, because Jim Carrey's really changed over the years. But Jim Carrey, I feel like he's still a bit of a narcissist, even though he's considered very awake. I feel like Kanye has hope for the future. So, no matter what lows he goes through, he has that hope. It's really just a faith in himself that's going to be challenged, but he's going to find it again. And that's going to get him through the hard times. And I feel like he's needed in the world because he has such a big voice. And right now he's following his soul path, with the music he is. Right now he's a little off his path, but, this is all part of his journey. He's headed for changes mentally and spiritually. I don't want to judge someone where they are in their journey, so, I just hope that he finds his way again. Now I want to look at his chakras. If you don't know what chakras are, they're 7 main energy centers in the body. If I look at a person's chakras, it can tell me a lot about them. Their mental health, if they're open to love, if they're a good communicator. So let's look at Kanye's chakras. Starting with the root chakra. Looking at it, it's closed. This chakra tells a lot about a person, their finances, if they're low, if they're lacking mental clarity. A lot of people, when the chakra is closed, they have a hard time focusing and they daydream just way too much. And we already know that Kanye is lacking that mental clarity, and I feel like this chakra reflects that. I think his finances are fine for the most part. He has his own money, and his wife is wealthy on her own. I just get the feeling that, no matter how much money he has, Kanye feels unsafe and unstable. I think he grew up struggling a lot, and this feeling just never really healed, never really left him. I think some people just have that problem that they go into survival mode, and they're constantly afraid of losing what they have. It doesn't seem to matter how much money they actually have, this feeling it stays with them. I think what they actually call this is flight or flight mode. I think, especially growing up in a rough area, I don't know if he did, but I think he grew up in Chicago or Detroit, I don't know. But, just certain situations put people in that fight or flight mode. And he seems to have this feeling like the world is against him and everything is a fight and a battle. And what he really needs is just peace of mind and some stability. Also remember with this chakra, these people daydream too much and they have a hard time just focusing. I don't know if you notice, sometimes when he has conversations, his eyes seem to drift. So I don't think Kanye is really very focused as he could be, Unless it was the opioids, and that's what I was seeing in some of his interviews. Now going to the second chakra, called the sacral chakra. This chakra is all about creativity, creative energy, and sexual energy. This is a pretty important chakra. Most people have the root chakra closed, and it can make them really unbalanced if this chakra is also closed. So people usually work on opening the root chakra, sacral chakra, and then the chakra above that, the solar plexus. It's like your base work before going to the upper chakras. Deepak Chopra, he said, Donald Trump was stuck in his root chakra. Basically, he was saying that Donald Trump's really underdeveloped and just has a one-track mind and that he's just stuck in his root chakra. Anyway, looking at Kanye's sacral chakra, I can see it's actually open. That's not surprising at all, A lot of people call him a genius, or they have called him a genius over the years. He's been considered like a real artist. You can't do what he's done without accessing that amazing creative energy. And I feel like this is his dominant energy. This is probably his most powerful chakra. Besides having really open creativity, his sexuality seems really healthy, really flowing. I don't know if what Amber Rose said about him was true, but it wouldn't surprise me. Kanye seems really open-minded, so it wouldn't be crazy that he's open to, all kind of things in the bedroom. His wife is a very sexual person, and she has this whole persona surrounding that, sex symbol, and I feel like that really attracted him to her. So overall, Kanye is very creative, very sexual. So going back to the root chakra that's closed, I think this affects his, the sacral chakra affects his creative expression. So what I'm saying is that his creative expression is somewhat imbalanced because he doesn't have that stability in the root chakra. And maybe that kind of explains why the song, the end of that song he just had was poopity scoopity. It didn't seem to make sense to us because maybe his expression is a little bit off. So let's look at the other chakras and get a better understanding of Kanye. Now into the solar plexus. This chakra is about confidence and your willpower. And believe it or not, Kanye's solar plexus is closed. He seemed like the most confident person in the world, so I find that kind of odd. So him having this low confidence and this kind of diminished willpower, it would explain why he felt the need to get liposuction, just because of what people were saying about him and about his weight. Or, what people might say. I don't think they actually did. He was just scared that they might make fun of him. He even kind of compared himself to his brother-in-law, Rob Kardashian. Rob's confidence has taken a huge nosedive over the years. He's barely recovering. This doesn't seem like the Kanye that we knew for so many years, that, the person that says he's God or whatever he's been saying over the years. I don't think it's going to get better for him quite yet. Kanye's going to get to that place where he feels really defeated, like he doesn't believe in himself. And I feel like it's going to be tied to his new album. I think he expects a new album to do, he expects it to break records. He expects it to be top of the charts. And I think when it doesn't meet those high expectations, he's going to be really down on himself. Like I said before, Kanye never really loses hope, so he will learn to believe in himself again, and he'll find that confidence in himself again. It's only a matter of time. Now, going to the heart chakra, this is the most important chakra we have. A lot of people tend to have this closed because they need to forgive themselves or forgive others. Sometimes it's because they don't love themselves. And this chakra kind of affects your ability to give and receive love. That's why it's so important. Kanye has this chakra open. So he seems to be a forgiving person, which means he should be open to giving and receiving love. And this makes a lot of sense to me because he's worked on forgiving that doctor that did the surgery on his mother who passed away. The chakra being open is really good because it means he can be open to loving and caring for his family. I really get the sense he isn't there for his wife mentally and emotionally. If you saw her interview on Ellen, she talked about, waiting for the birth of her daughter. And when she's waiting in one room, Kanye's in the other room playing Connect 4 of his friends. She actually needed her sister Courtney to be there for the emotional support. She basically said in front of everyone she doesn't go to Kanye for emotional support. I think that's pretty shocking, and I think that when he had his mental breakdown, it was like a real shock for her because, she realized she couldn't rely on him, and I think that's what happened. I think she's gotten to the point where she accepts who he is as a person. I think she doesn't expect him to change. She just focuses on her career, her kids, and I think her goal is just to take care of him as best as she can. I feel like she's very committed to him, but I don't think she actually relies on him for, any real support. I feel like for her, it's like she knows better. And it's kind of sad, but Kanye can actually change. He can heal. He can be a better husband. She'll do anything to make the marriage work, so she's going to support him if he's willing to do the work he needs to do. Maybe I'll go back and do a full love reading on these two. Now let's go to the throat chakra. The chakra is about your ability to communicate what you think and feel. Also communicating, your wants and your needs. And it's pretty important and it's healthy to communicate these things. So looking at Kanye's throat chakra, of course it's wide open, maybe a little too much. I sense it might be a little bit imbalanced. He probably says a lot more than he should looking at the chakra, but of course if you've seen him recently, you know this is true. This has always been his problem. So why is he so rash of his communication? And I think this goes back to his root chakra, the lack of stability and being ungrounded. If he could open the root chakra and feel more grounded and safe, he wouldn't need to communicate in this rushed and brash way that he does. Now going to the third eye, this is about being able to access your intuition and just know things. It's how you can sense and feel a situation and how to act accordingly. So his third eye is closed at the moment, so he's not accessing his intuition, and it would really help him make better decisions if he could connect to that intuition and really get back on his path, because he's a little lost right now. I mean, that would really help him. His intuition let him know, what kind of things to say to what kind of people when, he'll kind of sense the room a little bit more better. Because sometimes he talks, he doesn't realize when he talks to certain people, he just sounds crazy. But if he connected to his intuition, maybe he'd know that more. And he'd also know how to say what he needs to say a little bit better, like saying slavery for 400 years. What he meant was, people being disempowered for 400 years. He didn't mean actual slavery. Slavery was like 245 years or something like that. So he didn't even communicate in the right way. He didn't really know how to communicate. He's trying to speak to higher level things, but he doesn't have access to that higher level thinking quite yet. He still needs to wake up more. He thinks he's woken up, but he's just getting started, Now going to the last chakra, the crown chakra, this is about connecting to your cosmic energies, higher powers, interdimensional knowledge. Most people have this chakra closed, and of course Kanye isn't connected to that chakra quite yet. So that's pretty much all for the chakras at the moment. I don't know if Kanye will get in that spiritual transformation he's needing. Maybe it could take 6 months, maybe it'll take 5 years, but he really needs it. Okay, that's all I have for Kanye West. I hope you enjoyed this reading and had some fun with it like I did. If you like celebrity readings, please subscribe to stay updated. I also do card of the day readings Monday through Friday, like I mentioned before, and twin flame readings about twice a week. Okay, stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.